Hey everybody, it's me. So I'm sorry this is so late. So today is Transformational Tuesday, and I couldn't decide what I wanted to post on. But then I decided that we all know that transformation, it's not just physical, right? That's something that's actually really huge. Um, yeah, we want to lose weight, we want to tone up, we want to like whatever, you know what I mean, tone up and not feel chubby, right? Um, not feel bad about ourselves, but not feeling bad about ourselves goes beyond the physical, and you all know that. So I kind of wanted to talk a little bit about my transformation, but completely not physical. So let's see. Gabby knew me. Katie definitely knew me. Um, Before I had gone through any sort of transformation. I was a very negative person under the guise of being a realist or whatever, but I could, I just couldn't feel optimistic. I couldn't genuinely ever feel optimistic. It just wasn't in the realm of possibility for me. It just wasn't. Like, optimism was ridiculous. Um, and sorry, my book. Um, and I was very often depressed. I've never been like clinically diagnosed or anything, whatever, but I was just always sad and always like the world was sad and awful, and yeah, it was beautiful too, but it was mostly sad, and and there was just this like negative tint on everything, and I was never good enough. I was never happy. I was never it just and it was just I couldn't see the bright side of things. I don't even know how to describe it because I feel like if I tried too hard to remember, then all those feelings would come back, and I don't want that. Like it's just hard to explain. Like I was just sad and discontent, and I hated myself. I mostly hated the world. Um, um, but then so I started doing yoga, and that helped a lot. But it still wasn't like quite settling with me. I'm a little fiery for too much yoga. Um, but it was helping. I was learning to be more okay with who I was and and where I was and where I was on my journey, but I still wasn't happy like with myself or where I was. Like being okay with it is different from being happy, right? And in yoga teacher training, they were like, yeah, everybody should be doing personal development. I was like, yeah, great, whatever. I'm not going to do that. um, but then, even in the first time I did the challenge group, my coach was like, oh, everybody should be doing personal development. I was like, whatever. I'm not going to do that. And I didn't start doing personal development seriously until I started coaching, really. And that was huge. Yeah, I was doing the workouts. I started doing the workouts and I started eating right and I ditched sugar. That was actually the first thing I did, and that was incredible. Like what I guess what I'm getting at is I couldn't believe how much what I ate affected how I felt, which is stupid because I know how much eating affects I know how much not eating affects how I feel, right? So the food you eat is going to affect how you feel. That's not what this video is about. My point is I was figuring out how to help myself feel better even just through what I was eating. And then I'm a very kinesthetic person. I like to move, obviously the waving of the hands, when I get excited and stuff. And so doing the workouts was helping me like basically in yoga they say elevate your senses. But that's kind of how it feels. Like I used to be like rock bottom and felt like shit. Excuse my language if anybody gets offended. Um, I just felt terrible all the time about myself. And then I picked up this program, not by myself, I did it with a group, and I did it, And yeah, I got some results, and all of a sudden I was empowered. Not just because of the physical results, but because of how much better I felt after the 21 days, not doing sugar or refined sugar anyway, because I still eat fruit, right? And I still drink dairy. Yeah, I like milk. Um, it's hard to explain. I feel like I don't want to say I feel like a completely new person because I don't. But what I'm starting to realize is the more I look back and the more I like think about how I feel now and how I feel as a person and um, where I am right now, I realize that I took the steps not just to make myself happier with my physical body. I did that, yes, but that's not all it is. I took the steps to become the best version of me possible. That happened. Like that's what I did. Um, and I finally started doing personal development, and all of a sudden the bright side of life, or like optimism, wasn't so hard. Like optimism just comes naturally for me now. Like all of a sudden, like, well, yeah, things are terrible, but it could be worse. And sometimes I still have my days, obviously, we're all human. I still have my days where like I wake up sad and I'm just sad all day. I can't be happy. And like that's okay. I've learned to sort of deal with that, get through the day, and then the next day I wake up, I'm fine. So it just, and everybody will have different things that they deal with, right? So my transformation story is obviously less physical because I didn't have a ton of weight to lose to begin with. It's like I start to tell myself this, like, oh, 25 pounds, 20 pounds, whatever. That's not that much. It is, but it's not like those like 200-pound stories, right? But then again, that we don't compare ourselves to other people. I have that problem because I'm a singer, right? Well, we all have that problem. I'm sorry. What I mean is, my transformation story is not as much about the physical, and I think that might be helpful for some of you right now. My transformation story is really more about how I feel. Um, as soon as I started doing this, my singing took off. I could be happy for other sopranos, which is something I struggled with a lot. Like I hated other girls that I knew were singing my rep. I couldn't stand them. I couldn't stand the way they did them. Like that's my aria. That's mine. And now it like I'm way more chill. I can be happy and I can like appreciate. That's the other thing. I can appreciate people now. Like I can give other people the benefit of doubt without feeling like I'm obligated. That's the thing. I can do these things without feeling like I have to do them. Yeah, I think that's the I don't feel obligated to be optimistic anymore because like in the sometimes we feel obligated to be optimistic. I was not super happy with the competition results this past weekend, but I felt obligated to be content or happy with what happened because yeah, I still won some money, but I didn't place as high as I thought I should have. Um or I wanted to or whatever. You know what I mean? So you have like it's like it's slowly carved away the excess stuff and revealed like the real me, right? And I don't know if that imagery helps anybody. I don't know if this video will help anybody. It's not all about physical, guys. And if you're not even feeling anything different, then we need to talk. Maybe we'll do some personal development. I love Britta's idea about doing like a reading group, and I would love more ideas on that. Because I'm not fresh out of school, but like I'm still coming from like, well, I hate homework, and I don't want to feel like I'm giving people homework. Um, so yeah, guys, you're doing amazing. And remember, this transformation, these lifestyle shifts, it's one step at a time, and it's not all about the physical. It's just not. Mentally, emotionally, I am so much more stable now. So much more stable. Yeah, I have my down days, but then my up days are like even better. So I think that's it for now. If you guys have any more questions, maybe I'll do another post or something. I don't know. I'm kind of just doing this on the fly. I thought hopefully this will be helpful for some people. Um, yeah, going from point A to point B, like it's night and day. And my mom even started to comment on it. Like she was like, "I'm just so happy." She's like, "I am astounded like at the difference between because I used to be so negative, and I'm not anymore. Just not." Um, if you guys want to talk, send me a message or call me, whatever. If you want my number, you can. I'll talk to you guys later. Yeah, bye. Have a good day.